Good morning, Alan. Hello, everyone else, and welcome to TARDIS Spider. Today, the villains of season 18, Tom Baker's very last season in Doctor Who. Now, if you're enjoying this video, please like and subscribe. The 1980s belonged to John Nathan Turner. He is now in complete charge of Doctor Who. The vanguard of the revitalized 80s Who was the Leisure Hive. The chief villain of this opulent adventure was Pangol, the child of the generator. No Argolan had been born on Argolis for over 40 years, the result of a 20-minute all-out nuclear war with the Fomassi, which rendered the planet and its inhabitants sterile. However, visitors to the hive began to wonder where the young son of the chairman had come from. He could be no more than 20 years old. Pangol revealed himself as the first of the new Argolans, a child manufactured by the Tachyon Recreation Generator. He had spent his youth developing into a thoroughly proficient Tachyon engineer, but his aim was not to improve the recreation of the tourist, but to establish a cloning system whereby he could create an army of Pangols and wreak vengeance on the Fomassi. This was foiled by some rewiring on the part of the Doctor, and as Pangol's army faded from existence, he was reduced in age to a baby. Mena, his mother, promised to bring him up better next time. The last surviving Sulfathuron, Meglos, was also keen on interplanetary warfare. His then extinct species had always despised their neighbors, the Tigellans, and once reawoken, Meglos decided to resume hostilities. Normally a cactus, a xenophyte to be precise, he could take on any form and assume the identities of a gibbering London businessman and the Fourth Doctor in his mission to steal the mega powerful dodecahedron from Tigella. He turned out to be another in the long line of megalomaniacs, and needless to say, this prickly character fell foul of his own plans when they backfired. The baleful presence of the three who rule had kept the local peasantry in a state of decay for 1,000 years, while the lords themselves fed off the fat of the land. The peasants finally came to realize that the fat of the land did not refer to their agricultural efforts, but to the actual muscle, sinew, and rich blood that they had developed in the process. The lords were vampires, who sent out their guards regularly to gather helpings of the villagers and to top off the massive blood vats below the castle. Lord Zargo, Lady Camilla, and Lord Alcon were once humans who had arrived on the planet 1,000 years before, survivors of a spaceship craft. They were the pawns of the great vampire, whom they had served ever since. The Doctor met the ancient enemy of the Time Lords in battle, foregoing all the traditional exorcisms in favor of a mighty bolt of steel, which he plunged into the great vampire's heart. The three lords withered and died in sympathy with their master, thus ending the planet's state of decay. In the white void between this universe and the next, the Fourth Doctor encountered the sadistic Captain Rorvik. Now, Rorvik's lot was not a happy one. His ship was marooned between the striations of the timelines. His cargo of time-sensitive Tharls was in jeopardy, and he was saddled with a crew of apathetic deadweights who had seemed oblivious to their plight. Rorvik drifted over the edge of sanity, and the gun-wielding mercenary became big trouble for the Doctor when he had noticed that the mini-dimension was contracting rapidly. The Doctor and team broke away, but Rorvik was left to rant and gurgle when the world fell in around him. Tom Baker's time as a Doctor would end with him facing his greatest foe, the Master. Imprisonment on Traken for several years had done little to temper the Master's malevolent streak. Immobility had merely served to distill his animosity. He had had ample time to consider the conquest of the Traken Union once his imprisonment had come to an end, and although he did not quite manage to hold on to the mantle of Keeper of Traken, he did amass sufficient power to consume Consul Tremus's body and escape the planet in pursuit of the Doctor. This new master surrendered much of his earlier charm and humor. He was now psychotic and bitterly sought vengeance on the Doctor, and instead of concentrating on his former quest for power in the galaxy, his greatest achievement was causing the death of the Fourth Doctor. And thus ends the Tom Baker era and season 18. There's quite a good collection of villains in this season, including the Master, but you judge them. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you do, please don't forget to like and subscribe. So enjoy your journey through time and space, enjoy any of these stories from season 18, and good night.